Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tommy Tuesday show. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple topics, and I have my guest, Eddie Steak, here with me. Hey,
How
Eddie,
you doing?
it's going.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Oh, sorry, we're talking at the same time.
Yeah, it happens on Zoom. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm glad to be here.
yeah, I'm glad to have you. All right, well, we're going to start off today with the Tommy Tuesday show. This is a new show, but I want to talk about something interesting, and it is the future of artificial intelligence in filmmaking, in writing, and kind of the creative arts. And I wanted to talk about that a little bit. How do you feel about that, as in particular? Like when you see AI art, what's the first thing to come to mind? Do you think like cheap crap, or are you impressed, or whatever,
I
whatever?
mean, it can be impressive in its own way, but it's eerie too. It's kind of creepy when an AI creates art because there's always something off about it, you know? Like it's not there, you know?
Like five, six extra fingers or something on one hand.
Yeah, like there's always something strange. Like, and you think that that would be easy for it to not have in it, you know? But for some reason, it's like that, and I don't know the ins and outs of what causes that,
Yeah.
but it is kind of interesting.
It is very interesting to me. I know that I've been kind of experimenting with a bunch of different AI chat bots, and it's ridiculous how intuitive, yet how stupid it could be at the same time.
Yeah,
Like it could be unbelievably descriptive and thorough with an explanation of something and listed and detailed and stuff. Except sometimes its timeline will be off, and it'll say like a character or something that doesn't exist anymore, or or it'll be stuck in a different year or something, like
yeah.
describing how it was
It's
back in
like it gets
10.
confused, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it gets confused sometimes. So I've noticed that just with chatting with it, but I am really amazed with the technology, and I'm kind of excited for the future. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah,
I think that so far what I've seen, I'm impressed, and I'm excited. I don't think that it's going to be taking jobs from people really, because it's only going to make art, official art, handmade art, more valuable in my book. So it
yeah. I would like that too. Like if that's what happened, you know?
should happen, because art. This is really my take on the whole thing, and I feel like a lot of people agree with me. The world is lacking art. You know, the world just
Yeah,
it doesn't have enough art in it. There are beautiful things, and beautiful things, I guess, could be considered art if that's you're, looking at the sky and seeing how beautiful it is at sunset. If it's that art, like that, not
yeah.
really.
Well, it's become so corporate now, you know? So it's like everything is just a money-making thing.
Yeah,
It's almost like it doesn't even matter. And a lot of these companies are willing to use AI, or they seem like willing to use it as a replacement, which is, I guess, part of the scary thing about it.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, I feel like that might open up the market in other areas. You know what I mean? Well, because now all of a sudden, being able to make art by hand is going to become a little more rare, or at least I would think by design, since
Yeah,
there is art already being provided. So let's just say that there are less artists, then, their art would be kind of worth a little more, because what they
right.
has value, like just like what the AI does has value, even though it might be mixed up sometimes, it,
Yeah, and with AI, you have to ask it to make it. It doesn't have a desire to make it on its own.
yeah.
So,
So yeah,
you
it's
know,
prompting it, so by prompting it, you really are kind of the co-creator,
yeah,
because it can't think on its own. So you need to input thoughts in order for it to process them. So I
right.
don't know, like it's really a complicated issue that I think it really merits further discussion and kind of thoughts, but that's all right. I'll move on to the next interesting thing, that I find. I think the exploration of space these days, especially with the new James Webb telescope. I don't know if you know anything about that, but
Not much, no, but I have heard of it. Yeah,
it's basically just a really great space telescope. Like
yeah.
that'll be my layman's terms. Like I'm not going to go too much into detail right now, mainly because I don't have the specs in front of me. But yeah, it can see further, and since it can see further than any telescope ever, it can record how old the universe is, according to how far the distance is. So it basically measures distance, and from recordable space, to where we're able to see, or we're seeing from, it gives them that distance. So,
Mhm.
like it's really interesting to see that, space is a lot larger than we even thought, and
Yeah,
it's expanding, and we're learning more about black holes. So I really think this is a very promising field right now for discovery, you know.
yeah,
But
yeah. I agree. I think that we kind of get wrapped up in too many things here on Earth, and I think there's a lot that could be discovered that could make things better here on Earth. And
yeah,
I wish more people had an interest in it. You know?
I wish that there would be an Elon Musk that like this is a silly wish, but I wish there was like a Elon Musk that was trying to go to Venus instead, so, and being like, no, fuck Mars, man. Venus is where it's at. We're going there. We're going to nuke the atmosphere and cook it. And then it's going to be like a new terraform planet or something. And, like, I don't know. That might be the worst plan ever.
Yeah,
But,
I don't know. Or maybe he would just buy another social media thing. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, why not?
Elon would own Facebook at that point, I guess, or something like that, or Snapchat.
I think instead of X, it should be called Y, you know?
Yeah, he'll own Y.
And here,
Elon.
yeah, Elon. I get message from Elon so much it's ridiculous. He's just asking for my
You
number
get
on.
message to the Elon bots, I guess.
I got. You should see my inbox. It's just Snoop Dogg and Elon and The Rock just trying to talk me into like getting my credit card number to him somehow. I don't know why they want
I don't
that.
know.
Uh,
You wouldn't think they would need it. They have a lot of money. So,
and that'll get me on the next topic of scammers. All right. Like there are more than ever now. Like it seems like being a matchstick man or a con man is literally like half the workforce. Like
yeah, it's kind of true. Like they are everywhere. I get calls all the time, scam likely,
it weren't for
every day,
I
multiple times a day. It's crazy.
you'd feel so bad for me if you saw how like few times my phone actually rings when it's not scam likely. It's only scam likely. If it
Yeah,
was
it's like scam likely is like my best friend.
my phone, but
Yeah.
I've been talking to some really funny scammers that like they can't get their English right. They just can't. And so I throw a lot of curveballs at them. Like I'll just like ask things in the past tense, in the future tense, and in the present
Talk
tense.
to him like Yoda.
See, yeah, what they're gonna say in response, and just like, gauge their intelligence real quick, and you know that you got a chat bot most of the time, but
Yeah.
that's kind of my thing. Like I talk to everybody on there, and I will talk to the chat bots and the little African people asking for money, and the Hindus,
The African prince.
African prince that needs a credit card number for some reason. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
bless you and your village and all your people. Thank you very much. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty funny that the internet has become a tool, of finance. Like it didn't used to be that. It used to be like a tool just for porno, and like yeah, basically just for porno.
Well, it still is that, but they're making a movie now about an action hero fighting scammers. Jason Statham plays a beekeeper who goes after scammers and beats them up and
About me?
stuff. It
Huh.
maybe
Did they take my life story or something? How'd they know I got beat?
it sounds like they took your unique experiences with the scammers and made it into a movie.
Yeah, that would be typical of Hollywood, just stealing stuff from my brain. All right. Yeah. Well, next thing I want to talk about is funny comedians that you may have seen lately. I know that this is kind of off the topic, or actually podcasts that you might listen to with funny comedians that may be good. Because I got one off the top of my head. Don Barris. He runs a show called The Ding Dong Show, and it's on tonight at 12 Pacific time, and it's on Twitch, Don, the Twitch TV. So just go on Don the Twitch and check out the Ding Dong Show, or you could look up the Ding Dong Show on YouTube. But either way, I'm promoting for him, and he's one of my comedy heroes. He's kind of like a mixture of Captain America and Mysterio, if that were, if he were a superhero. So, or maybe a little bit of Venom and the Hulk too, but like it definitely a strange kind of mixture of comedy, and it is unique, and I think it's funny. So if you got time, check that out. But
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it sounds pretty wild.
I also appreciate Pete Holmes. I don't know if you've
Oh
seen him,
yeah,
but he's pretty funny. Ricky Gervais. I love Ricky
yeah.
Gervais. I haven't seen his latest act, but I think it comes out on Christmas, maybe. Uh,
Oh, does it?
yeah, Armageddon. I think that comes out sometime soon, and
Hmm.
that's good. I watched a Tom Segura special, and it was all right, but I feel like it didn't really have many jokes. It was really just personal experience. It was just telling stories. And I guess
Yeah,
that's what a lot of comedians just do. They just tell about themselves and stuff like that, and don't really have such an act. But
yeah, yeah. I haven't watched a lot of comedy recently. I feel like they're all on Netflix though. They all end up on Netflix, you know?
yeah. Yeah, well, there are some that end up on Amazon. There's a really good comedian on Amazon you should check out, an Australian guy, Tommy Little. And
Tommy Little?
Tommy Little, like little
No,
guy.
I haven't heard of him.
Yeah, he's on. If you got Amazon Prime, he's on
Yeah,
there. It's pretty good. He does a couple shows. I think I can't remember the name of the latest one. It had a really funny name, but yeah. Either way, any podcasts that you listen to with popular comedians or?
no, I haven't really listened to any podcasts with comedians. No.
Oh well.
What about you?
I listen to the Pete Holmes. You made it weird every now and then.
I've heard of that. Yeah,
And that's pretty good. He shares some of his religious thoughts, which are a little different. But I was raised Catholic, so I kind of understand. I can kind
yeah.
of relate with a lot of the sentiments that he has, and yeah, I watched that one, the WTF podcast. I watched that one as well, or listened to that one as well.
I've heard of that. I don't think I've listened to it though.
Mark Maron is the one who
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he,
That's that. Yeah, I definitely know he's got one of the bigger podcasts out there, I think.
he had Albert Brooks on recently, and it was
Oh, wow.
yeah, I think you would love to hear that. So check that out on probably on YouTube if you look up WTF podcasts, and that'll be
Yeah.
on. But anyway, I'll change the topic to something you could help me out with. Since you're my guest, tell me a little bit about your channel and what you do.
Oh, well, my channel is Eddie Steak on YouTube. I basically just do commentary and reviews in hopefully a kind of funny way about my various interests. Movies, sci-fi, Star Trek is a big one. That's
There,
the main focus of it.
but
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you, but yeah, you don't have to say trying to be funny. Very funny, man. And
Oh, thanks.
yeah, I actually think that I like to think anyway that I helped come up with the idea of like kind of, well, help develop the idea of wanting to review films, and like
Yeah.
commentary was totally you. Like I thought to do like movie reviews and maybe a couple of video game reviews a week or something like that, which I will be working on pretty
Yeah.
soon. Yeah, I'm really impressed with your ability to edit video and stuff like that. Like I really didn't know anything about the field until just a couple months ago. So kudos, man.
Yeah, I mean, I do it kind of crudely, but I manage, and it turned out to be a lot of fun. It's and I guess like sort of it's sort of like I try to make it like you're watching the movie with me in a weird way, but I'm commenting on it.
That's
So,
what I
but I
feel.
can't show the movie because that would be a copyright issue. But
I feel like watching the movie, yeah, with you in a party, while you're doing the commentary, almost like what was that Mystery Theater, whatever.
Mystery Science Theater 3000, yeah, it's kind of like that a little bit.
Run a channel where you're able to broadcast it and have people jump in the chat and talk to you a little bit, and
Yeah,
I feel like that would work really well for your style. But that's just my two.
yeah,
I'm 2 cent Tom.
I've thought about that. Yeah,
Well, yeah, that I think that'll work really well. But I
yeah.
enjoy the channel. I've been
Oh,
your
thanks.
best friend. You've been my best friend since I was in fourth grade. You know,
Yeah,
and
it's been a long time.
been a long time. Yeah, it's been how many years would that be? If we
30 years almost.
right, that's something.
Probably 95 or 94, something like that.
Yeah, back Ken Griffey Jr. days when he was just coming up.
Right. That's right. Those were the days.
Yeah, right. All right, that brings me to the next thing I want to talk to you about. All right, and we might get a little pissed off here.
Oh,
The Mets.
I'm already mad. Why would you do that? Why would you do this to me?
Mets. What's going on, man?
Nothing. It looks like nothing, honestly. It looks like everybody good is going somewhere else, and the Mets are just going to
Lose
be.
my hair, man, with the way the Mets are going. Like this is just going to start falling out by the pound. But either way, yeah, the show he went really far moving from the Angels to the Dodgers. Doesn't even have to move
Yeah,
apartments. The fucking prick. You know,
I know. But did the Mets even make him an offer? Do we? Did they even try?
no, no,
Exactly.
whatever. It's okay because I just feel like the Mets need a new strength and conditioning coach. They need Donnie, whatever his name is.
Donnie, Diesel Donnie.
Diesel Donnie. That was it. Yeah, they need Diesel Donnie to be like, all right, you guys want to fucking hit? Fucking hit. Yeah.
Yeah,
They need
they should bring
somebody
that back. They were better when they had that going on. Believe it or not.
into the Arnold Pump Club, which I listened to.
Oh
Arnold
yeah, I've heard of that.
and his pump club is good, and everybody all pumps each other up. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's my little Arnold's impersonation.
Yeah.
But you can't forget Sylvester Stallone. He's got
No.
his thing too. Hey, it's like I got these guys over here. They're all in my crew, and I like to be good to them. All right, sorry, I had to throw in a couple, but
As are good.
thank you very much. Uh, yeah, I guess we could talk a little bit more about the Mets. They're going after Yamamoto. I
They're
love that
trying to.
because I love to yell it. I love to be like Yamamoto. Like I feel like that's a good one. Like that if they get him, at least I'll be able to scream that in my living room and scare everybody in the neighborhood. You know,
Yeah, I heard he's meeting with the Yankees today, though. So
oh, oh no, that would be typical.
that it would be. It's
Uh,
just more insult to injury. Not only does he go somewhere else, but it's the Yankees.
yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, Ed and I are originally from Long Island. So we are both Mets fans, and we
Yeah.
grew up in the shadow of the Yankees. So,
And getting beat by the Yankees in the World Series.
yeah, Roger Clemens throwing a bat at our catcher. And then they started a rumor that he was gay, and it's on the front page of the newspaper.
Yeah, they printed that out. Like, why was that news?
I don't know. It's on the wall in my bathroom, though. It's like it's like a piece of history I never want to forget. But
So
yeah, either way, I'm hoping for a good year with the Mets this year, and I really enjoy baseball. I enjoy watching it. I love predicting who's going to be good someday, and I think this season I'm going to do a little segment of weekly gambling picks. And because that seems to be all the rage these days, and everybody's into that. So,
Yeah.
now that online gambling is legal in a lot of places, I can mentor some people with my parlays because I can at least help make them some money. So,
Yeah. Or you'll piss them off by being wrong.
but I'll have a record that shows how successful I am. And it's with parlays, you really only pick the sure thing, or the sure things, and link them together, and then it becomes less and less likely that you're going to win the more picks you throw in there. But like if you pick 4 baseball games a day, and have kind of knowledge about who's good and who's not good and what the
Yeah,
inside.
but baseball is the least sure thing there is.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Like,
that's any sport, man. Like football is the same thing. Like you show
true.
up one day.
Especially this year.
Yeah, really. I mean, in college, especially, like it's college
Yeah.
is easy. NFL has been kind of nuts too. And I haven't really been keeping up on it the way that I should, like, or I
Yeah.
should anyway.
There's
But
been a lot of upsets in the NFL this year. Crazy upsets.
I was surprised yesterday. The Vikings and Raiders game went to like the fourth and it was nothing, or it went
Was
late.
it really? I
Yeah,
didn't see that.
defensive game. So yeah,
Yeah.
impressive. But
Yeah.
yeah. So what do you think about the Giants? We'll talk about that real quick.
Well, they're pretty bad, but they do have some excitement with their quarterback, who's like a Jersey sort of guy. He's Tommy DeVito is named after a Goodfellas character. Like,
Like his first name, he's got a good first.
yeah,
name,
and his initials are TD, so he should be scoring left and right. So
No, maybe that he's onto something with those initials.
yeah, and they play tonight. For some reason, the Giants, as bad as they are, have all these primetime games this year.
I noticed that. Yeah, they're all
Yeah,
like the Sunday night or the Monday night game.
yeah, it's crazy.
So it's on ESPN tonight or something like
Yeah,
that.
ESPN. Yeah, play the Packers.
Oh no, that's Mole's favorite team.
That's right.
Packers fan. That's why William the Refrigerator Perry toilet papered his house.
That's right.
Story. All right. Well, anyway, for Tommy Tuesday, I think that's pretty much the show. Uh,
Okay.
join us next time, Edward. I might have you on as a guest next week if we find some interesting things to talk about besides
Yeah,
our.
thanks for having me. It was fun.
Thank you. Yeah. And I'll see you next time,
All right, take care.
Tuesday. All right. Goodbye, Edward.
Bye bye.